How games are hacking color theory. They've misspelled color. Americans, again, misspelling shit. This is called English, you stupid bastards.
Another beautiful day in cutting-edge game graphics. Look at this. Ultra...
Cyberpunk. It's the Cyberpunk engine, no? This is the Cyberpunk engine. I know the Cyberpunk engine. I've got over 700 hours in the Cyberpunk engine. I feel like playing Cyberpunk now.
HD, full ray tracing, 1 billion polygons per nipple. But something's holding all of this back. That's better. Now the difference here...
No, the other one before was better.
...may at first seem like a mere shift in contrast and saturation.
Not truth, though.
But it's not. It has to do with a much more fundamental way of how we handle color in the virtual world. Let's
It's true, though. The more I'm looking, the more real it looks.
talk about that. Real-time graphics have reached unprecedented levels.
Is this graphics? Nah. Nah. This isn't graphics.
Of model detail and lighting act.
This is graphics. I saw motion blur. This is graphics. This is graphics. Did you ever see that video where they added AI into GTA? That's where we're heading that way. It's not going to be graphics no more. It's going to be real life. How more better can it get?
Accuracy. Despite these advancements, though...
What in the metaverse indeed? 100%. K1C, 1CICC, ABCD, EFG, HIJ, K1ACI. I appreciate the follow, I really do.
A key factor differentiating realism is color. Specifically, how it's processed and displayed. But not through...
Look, she's even got cum stains on her joggers. That's cum stains. I know cum stains when I see them.
Simple filters or color grading. People have tried that.
Sorry, I almost threw up.
What we're talking about today is much deeper. It's called tone mapping. We'll get to exactly how tone mapping works and why it matters so much.
They know to do it in Cyberpunk. I really feel like playing Cyberpunk. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Father. Yo, they know to use Cyberpunk engine.
For starters, though, the problem is
Father.
most methods of tone mapping come from the film industry. And to fix this problem, we have to break away from these standards. They were made for Hollywood, and we've ran with the same standards in the world of virtual production without a second thought.
This looks crazy.
Far too easily, resulting in many digital artists nowadays taking for granted or just not even knowing the foundational role it plays in all of the content they're producing. Myself and a handful of other artists have realized this, and the benefits of switching are obvious. For example, tone mapping mods for Cyberpunk 2077 have completely unleashed...
Hey, you know what? I still haven't put any mods into Cyberpunk. I actually did a little while ago when they released Phantom Liberty. And I done some car mods just so I could have a couple of real cars. And they were dope, but I haven't done no texture ones. I haven't done it. And I removed them mods quite recently when they done the final update. I think it's the final update, but yeah, I wanna start putting some mods in there because I've seen some shocking mods.
The game's true graphical potential.
Look at that. That's shocking, in my opinion.
And the feedback is fantastic. People see the game's true graphical potential. And the feedback is fantastic.
No shot. That looks so...
Look how mad that is, bro. Look how mad that look. That looks so mad. What the fuck is that? So mad. Bro. Crazy.
Good, man.
Millions of people
hell?
see the night and day difference. Also, Unrecord came out with their demo, blowing people's minds, even to the point
This as well, yeah, this looks fucking crazy. Marksman, I swear you had this game as well. Bloody hell. This looks crazy. Or is it not out
apparently
yet?
there was a need for the dev to show it running in editor to prove it wasn't real life footage.
Bro, it looks so
Alright.
real. That's so mad. It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be like real life.
Like, come on.
It's gonna be
As
like
for
real
my
life,
project,
bro.
though, it doesn't strive for photorealism per se, but I'm now using a revamped tone mapping setup as well, abandoning the one that came built in with Unreal Engine, and I'm all for it. It's a solution to a problem I've wrestled with for ages. There was just something just screwed up with color in my project, and I spent literally
It's all
dozens of
cyberpunk,
hours experimenting
isn't
with
it?
post-processing settings,
all cyberpunk.
LUTs, color grading,
Well, she
even
must be using that
disabling the
engine,
tone
or I don't
mapper
know.
and trying to filter that. I didn't need to disable the tone mapper, I just needed to replace it with a better one. So what is tone mapping? Well, it's a bunch of math that basically shifts
It's
a
sick
wide
how she
range
does
of
this.
recorded colors into the limited spectrum viewable on screens. See, this graph shows all of the colors visible to the human eye, and you may be thinking, well, a lot of this stuff out here just looks the same. Well, that's because this triangle here is actually what your screen is able to display. In other words, behind the pixels of this screen, here in the virtual world, this chart actually has really smooth color transitions between tons of different hues that your screen just isn't able to spit out. See, all screens work pretty much the same. Each pixel has a red, green, and blue light, and each of these change brightness. And when the pixels are
That's
so
crazy.
tiny, those colors just blend together, you're able to create a pretty good range of color, or what's known as color space. But the key to tone mapping realism isn't so much about the range of color. The key here is the
Yeah, it's
method by
amazing.
which we squeeze this range
This developer here is crazy, bro. It's like they're showcasing their skill and teaching. This is great.
of undisplayable color into
This
this
is
range
great.
of displayable color. And that's what tone mapping is all
Hyper-realistic
about.
corn bots.
It has its limitations though. See, given the nature of how these screens make color by changing the brightness of red, green,
We're all
and
waiting
blue,
for that, brother.
tone mappers are presented with a choice between two different trade-offs. The tone mapper has to lean either towards representing less light with more saturation or more light with less saturation. With that said, meet ACES, or the Academy Color Encoding System.
Okay.
It's a very common tone mapper that was developed for
The fuck?
Hollywood and set the precedent for many other tone mappers. It was tailored for the film bros, though, who wanted to keep as much color their super fancy cameras could capture. And because of this, the ACES tone mapper leans heavily on the side of showing less light with more saturation. Now, this higher saturation and decreased brightness, in and of itself, wouldn't be the problem. We can always correct that with color correction. And this
What
is
a
where
terrible
we
game.
identify the problem tone mappers can cause that can't be addressed with color correction. See, by squeezing in more saturation, it reduces brightness, but it also totally jacks up the way we get between hues of color, as well as towards black or white, given the amount of illumination a surface is under here. I'll try and explain this better. What I mean by getting around between different hues. It's about the behavior of the light. Now let's turn ACES back on, okay, and check this out. So this is what's called a Granger rainbow.
Gay.
And it really helps us see how ACES, while displaying more color, has harsh transitions between those colors. They kind of lag and then lunge towards the hue they're trying to display, and shadows or highlights just don't desaturate the colors as realistically. Keep in
Yeah.
mind, just like the color space chart, these patterns on this rainbow are being created by your screen. The chart itself, the PNG file, actually has an infinitely smooth transition between the hues. As for the white and black, though, that has to represent the saturation response under illumination. So there's actually no black or white. at all. It's actually illumination in the engine. Now let's switch to the other method. Here. This is the same rainbow chart, but with what my project will be adopting going forward. A much better tone mapper, utilizing a custom preset and some fine-tuning through post-processing. You can see how the hue transitions and saturation are way smoother. See, it's really hard to put your finger on exactly what's going on if you just look at generic content using one tone mapper or the other, but this chart is really good at accentuating it. There is another way to visualize this to more like in action. Maybe this will help.
Even like the lighting on her face is shocking. I'm shocked by the presentation. It's spectacularly done.
Side-by-side comparisons under smoothly shifting lighting conditions can help us see how this affects realism too. It's amazing how
crazy.
Such little changes can make such a big difference to the human eye. To me, when certain hues come along, because the custom tone mapper doesn't try cramming so many hues in and over.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. It's clean down there at the bottom. Nice and clean and natural. The top one is spectacular too, but there is a difference.
For saturating it, it almost feels like the gently tinted highlights show more color as they fall off to black, which ironically is what Asus is trying to do.
Yeah.
Now I'll make a disclaimer. Before Asus and similar tone mappers, in most game engines, we had linear color transform, which had to go. It couldn't even handle desaturation. Colors were there no matter what. So, lightsabers, for example, couldn't even glow, unlike they do with a tone mapper. Virtual
That's fucking fire.
production tools needed something, and Asus was there. And when it was built into Unreal, it was an improvement across the board. But now we're in a sort of renaissance for realistic graphics, integrating a mind-numbing amount of technology into various tools for realistic lighting and level of detail. And at this point, I personally don't think Asus should just be assumed to be good enough. It has its place, but it should be brought to the attention of more artists coming into work with these tools and made easier to break away from. That's what I'm doing here today, and why I've put together a packet outlining all the resources and setup of how to recreate my realistic tone mapping in your own Unreal Engine projects. It works for content in editor, at runtime, and with offline renderings. Has marginal performance impacts, and should be compatible with all current and future versions of Unreal Engine 5. It's available on my Gumroad page, linked in the description. If you're not a developer though, and just appreciate what I'm doing here, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It allows me to do what I love and gets you access to all of my spicy content you can't find anywhere else.
Oh no. Spicy content, AI spicy content. I'm intrigued now.
Along with behind the scenes footage. Hope you enjoyed this video though, and congratulations, you now know more about color in gaming than even some career game developers in the industry today.
Look at that. We're ahead of the curve, boys.
Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'll see you next time. This has been Angelica with the AI Angel Project. Bye for now.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. What a 9 days ago. What a brilliant channel. I'll be checking out more of the stuff. Polygons per nipple. True. But yeah, no, this was great, and it's like it's shocking how graphics are getting better. It's my god. Yeah, man, I remember PS2. PS2 was shocking when that come out. I was like, bro, how they gonna get better? It's just been getting exponentially better. And with the invention and introduction of AI into gaming, oh my god, like that GTA one, you know, I'm sure everyone's seen it where they've put AI into GTA. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find it. Where the guy's driving around. Yeah, look at this. Oh, this is literally like real life. It's like AI GTA. Look at this. Bro, look, and this is the worst it's gonna be. It's only gonna get better. Can you imagine when it becomes like this, when they perfect it? Because this looks real. We can see it's AI though. There's some messed up stuff that are going on, but once they fine tune this, oh my god, the AI engine. It's actually mad. You see, there's some weird movements, some weird stuff happen, but when they perfect this shit, look, it just turned into day. Oh, we'll see. Arsenal done a Mazza yesterday. You see how his body folded up there, bro? Look how mad that looks. How mad that is, bro. Mad. Imagine, bro. Imagine. That's shocking.
Have you heard the news? Evan's definitely dead.
Okay, we expected
That looks more like GTA now.
this, don't freak out. It was an asshole. My guess is he was intending to steal the diamonds and the bikers got him.
Okay.
See how the AI comes in, it just makes it mad.
Evan was a
Like, this looks real. This looks like dash cam footage.
dick, a lowlife, a whore, a drug peddler, and a thief. He treated me like dirt. That's the kind of guy I like.
You should start going back to the shrink, bro.
Screw you. Anyway, that doesn't solve the diamond
What's this, the Ballad of Gay Tony, I think, isn't it?
issue. Rocco's saying we owe him his share of the profits on top of everything else.
This ain't good, man.
See, this looks normal, and then it goes into it. Look at that, mad. Mad, the future is looking crazy with graphics. Oh my god. It's looking crazy. Let me see the footy today.